What up, everybody? My name is Abraham, aka AB Twist. I'm a student at Evelyn Horn College, and I am just gonna go through one of my exams. This is professional project management, and just a breakdown of the task itself. Question one, assignment brief is: you are managing a music production that aims to create a new song for an upcoming artist, or a popular artist, or an artist in general. The project scope includes songwriting, recording, mixing, and mastering. Basically, it states demonstrate the techniques you would use to ensure that all stakeholders have a clear understanding for the project. Question two is manage the production of the song for the artist. So for this exam, I'll be basically managing the project itself. I might be involved in some of the techniques and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, my goal is just to manage this project. The first thing I want to talk about is how do I get to manage a project? How is it done? Because obviously, something that most people do enjoy and love. So it's not just coming into the studio and recording a song and then, professional level. I think there's different steps. First thing I want to look at is if I'm managing a project is having a team. I need a mixing engineer, I need a recording engineer, I need a mastering engineer, I need a space to be able to manage this project. I need the artist as well. So the steps that I would obviously look at, having a budget for all this. Like, it's important to have a budget. How do we manage the logistics for back and forth of the artists that will be coming? Because obviously this is not just going to be done in one day. We're going to be using something called a Gantt chart that helps me manage each step of the project. When we talk about the budgeting, it's important to have the necessary things that will make sure that this project is a success. For example, a logistic budget. You need a budget maybe for food, and so obviously a budget is the first thing that I would look at. That's going to help me see how much this project is actually going to cost and how long it will take. So for this project, roughly we are going for a month. I would divide how this month goes. So in the first week, I would obviously have the songwriting, where we do songwriting with the artist, or the artist takes time to go and songwrite, either in the studio with one of the recording engineers and songwriters as well. So I am a songwriter. But for this project, I just want to make sure that I manage every process of it. So the artists will do their own songwriting, and then after that, we can come and sit down in the first week where we talk about if it is the best written song. We look at it, we come up together and share ideas, and then we jump on to the second week. I come into the studio. The person that will be recording this song is obviously Paloma Beats, because we work hand in hand. Let me just say, vocal recording engineer. He will record the project. So after we record the project, we now get the project. We sit down after the recording process, see if there's some changes that can be made in the same recording week. And then week 3 is where now we make sure that we mix the song. Once we mix the song and master it in the same week. I know it sounds a bit too fast, but it's possible when you have a team. Mastering engineer as well is going to be Mapalo and myself. We master this project, and so from there, this is how it goes. We have the vocal recording engineer. After the vocal recording engineer, they set up the recording space. I'll be the one doing that for the engineer himself. I'll prepare the studio, the mics and everything, and make sure that he's ready to just come in and record the vocals. So after that is done, from the vocals to the recording engineer, next thing is mixing. So for the mixing process, obviously you need someone to make sure that everything is set. So I'll be the mixing engineer assistant. I make sure all the volumes are set before the mixing engineer just comes, volume clip editing and all that. And then now the next phase is where the mixing engineer comes in and mixes the project. And once that is done, the next step would go into mastering. So we sit down with the engineer, or if I'm the one that's mastering the project, I sit down and master the project after I've collected it from the mixing engineer. So that's in week 3. And then the 4th week, we are working on the marketing process, visualizes, post Facebook, set a page for it, just give it that, welcome. So that's how I will manage the project, by making sure that there's somebody to record the song, engineer the song, mix the song, and the final product, the projection of the song, putting it out there. So that will be my role in making sure that everything goes smooth, and I'm also part of the role. So yeah, let's get it. I'll be talking about the song. You'll see some visuals of us recording the song, and everything will be put together in those spaces. Thank you very much.